What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, alongside my man, the big man.
Big J with Big J Stream Fitness. What's up, everybody?
If you guys aren't subscribed to Big J, the link will be down below. Guys, I'm 37. How old are you now, Big J?
35.
35, so I've got him by 2 years. Now, you're a little bit older than me, just a little bit. So we've been training a long time. And I think everybody goes, hey, what did you do for this? What did you do for that? You know, how'd you build this? Or why do you look so bad? Whatever. So our thing is, what we don't get a lot of is what to avoid. Like when I started my business, Big J, when I started my first business, my first one, in 2004 when I launched my first supplement company, you know, what I was able to do is, being that I worked for Weeder Publications, the main value I got was I was able to take all the bad decisions I saw companies that I worked with make and not do those same errors, and not basically replicate the errors that led them to hard times. So what I would ask somebody who has years of training, much more training than myself, would be, hey, what would you avoid? What is the biggest mistake you have made in your years of lifting?
You're asking me right now. Biggest mistake.
I'll answer you mine, but here's two guys who've been training for 24 years here. I believe 35 years for you.
Yep, 35
years.
Years.
What is, in your 35 years, you've made a lot of mistakes, what's the biggest one?
For me, for those of you that don't know, I was run over by a Humvee about 27 years ago, broke 20 plus bones, had a lot of injuries, ailments and problems, and recovery period was forever. I think the biggest mistake I made during that time was I actually went back to the gym too quickly. So there was a lot of tendons and bones and things that weren't healed properly, because number one, the military really didn't teach me how to properly rehab, and I wasn't interested. I just wanted to get back into the gym because that was the only thing that made me feel better, and I was very depressed because I had started losing size, putting on body fat, getting weaker. It took my fun out of the life. So I jumped back in there. That's why, hence, I have limited range of motion with the left elbow. I can't reach the left hand any higher than that. My back kills me all the time. I've got bad hips, bad knees, and I think rushing into training way harder than I'm supposed to without the rehab was the biggest mistake, and I'm still suffering from it today.
Mine's very similar to yours, Jay, and what you're going to see a common thread, and what a lot of people say, like, you've seen a lot of the great lifters who have nagging injuries that prevent them from living healthy lives. You know, Ed Cohn has had hip replacements multiple times. Ronnie's had his hip replacement, back surgeries. You know, those are guys who took it to the next level. Mine is very similar to yours, except mine was a wear and tear issue, in that in the first 32 years of my life, or basically 15 years of training, okay, I didn't pay any attention to warming up, stretching, mobility, pillar prep. I went from being a college level football player to a power lifter who didn't warm up or cool down, to a bodybuilder who just lifted like a power lifter most of the time.
I want to interject something. Think about it. Back then, though, and I'm not that much older. Well, maybe I'm a little bit older than you.
Just a little bit.
But they didn't teach us that stuff. It wasn't really implemented into our training program. It was train and go home. Don't worry about warming up. Don't worry about cooling down. That's a very important part.
You know, Big J, my warm-up was driving to the gym. That was my warm-up. That was when I got focused. When I got to the gym, I was in there ready to crush it. So what happened is, at around, I think I was 30, around 3.5, 4 years ago, I was doing a tour of Canada. And at the same tour, I strained my pec, partially tore it, and I strained my lower back. And that's when I had to step back and I had to reevaluate. Now, I spent the next, I'm still doing it, from 33 years old to 37 and present, I was in pain and literally working on my mobility, getting my range of motion up, and I became an Exos trainer. I did all this stuff. Mainly, well, one is to train my kids, and two is to fix myself. So I've literally spent all these years tearing it down. It took me 4 years that I could have been progressing, of literally taking 10 steps back and healing what I messed up, because I had to retrain myself, work on my hip mobility, work on my ankle mobility and my calf mobility. My knees were always in pain. I thought it was because while I played football, I had surgically repaired knees. My knees were in pain. Well, the surgeries don't help. My knees were in pain because I never paid attention to keeping everything right. Your body's a chain. Generally speaking, if your right knee hurts, a lot of the time, if you're going to someone who knows what they're doing, they're going to look at your left ankle, because your left ankle is what's causing your knee to compensate or give more as opposed to that ankle. So my main mistake is not paying enough attention to prehabbing. And that is warming up, that is cooling down, that is making sure that if you get injured, your recovery will be lessened because you basically are rehabbing while before the injury in general.
And we talked about this on our live chat or our live Q&A, what we just did earlier, that I now take, in my age and my training, I take 2 hours to get ready for a workout. I do 30 minutes cardio, no matter what it is. Even if I'm doing a bicep workout, I do 30 minutes cardio. I do range of motion, I do mobility, I do foam rolling if I need to. And I take time to not necessarily exhaust, but I get the accessory muscles that are going to be utilizing for the exercise, back, biceps, triceps, and shoulders for chest. And I get them warmed up. And there's probably 30 minutes of exercises with weights and resistance to get the body warm for the actual workout. So the workouts may take me 2.5 to 3 hours now. I'm retired at this point, so I can't do that. But I wish, just like Mark had said, I wish that I'd been doing that years and years ago.
Just 15 minutes a day would have prevented 3 hours a day.
Damn right.
You know, and what I do now, you guys have seen my pillar prep. I do the hip mobility, which is either 7-way hip and mini band, lateral and linear. I do lower back stretching. Then I do world's greatest stretch. Then I do inchworms, and then I do shoulder mobility, and then I hit literally every body part for 2 sets of 10 to get everything warmed up.
It's very important.
And then I lift. My workout takes about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, my actual weight training. But think about it. I don't have to warm up as extensively because my body's ready to go. So what I want to know is, if you click on that first link in the description box down below, we're putting the best answers will be compiled in an article. I want to know what your biggest training mistake is of your life. Like, what one thing are you like, shouldn't have done that? Bad idea. Should have paid more attention to this. Should have done this better. So let me know. Click on that link below. Let me know what your worst training mistake ever is.
We're interested to know.
Yeah, we want to know. So subscribe to, and also it'll help people.
Yeah.
Because we're only giving you our top one. Give us your top. Okay? Subscribe to Big J. Click on the link down below. Participate. Help other people. And that's not a game.